Hello and welcome back. My name is Lylanthia, and today we're playing Blue-White Control in Modern. We just finished a game that was um, kind of anticlimactic. We lost the game one. They scooped out to us for some reason. We're going to try again, see if we can get a good match here for you guys. We're pretty excited about this deck. Isn't that right? We're pretty excited about this deck, right? I mean, he's not feeling well, so. But we, 4 lands, got a Crucible here for value, we got a Sword of the Meek, and we've got a Path to Exile. I feel like this is a solid keeper. Check out that foil polluted delta, is that beautiful? Because you can't set redeem it easily. So turn 1, we're just going to play the delta and pass, leave our mana base open. Okay, so we're playing against Tron. Yeah, and if we draw a Ghost Quarter, they can't win. Okay, they can, but it's going to be difficult. So EOT, let's fetch in a Hollowed Fountain tapped. And then go ahead and get some mana ramp action going on. They don't usually play anything I need a path on turn 2, so I feel like that's a good play. Oh yeah, that's right, I can still path. Talisman of Progress is really good. Like, holy damn, it's good. Yeah. Plays the Sanctum of Ugin, which means he doesn't have Tron. Just phantasmic. We pick up a Remand. So I think we're gonna play Hollowed Fountain into play tapped. Yes. We're gonna bust out the Crucible here. I'm gonna give him a turn to try and do what he wants to do. But I don't have to be afraid of Tron. Crop rotation's not legal in Modern. So the odds of there being a disgusting threat next turn are pretty low. And I also feel like if you're a Tron player and you see your opponent play turn 3 Crucible of Worlds, you're probably a little worried. Okay, here's the Sphere. Here comes the Ancient Stirrings. He added a green. Colorless. Ah, Sylvan Scrying. Okay, so he's online now. Well, next turn he's online. Do we top deck the Ghost Quarter? This is the most important question. The answer is no. So let's do a little bit of deck thinning. Get that island in play. I feel like we're going to run out of sword here. I would just like to get one on the battlefield. We're still repping Path and Remand. So, I mean, if it's Wormcoil, we Path to Exile. If it's something else, we Remand it. Okay, he plays Karn. Let's let Sanctum of Ugin resolve. We'll check out the revealed card zone, see what he picked up. Definitely an Ulamog. Remanding Ulamog is not value. But remanding Karn, definitely a solid play. Especially if we can see that Ghost Quarter rip. The last time we played against Tron, I think I was pretty under the impression that it's a difficult matchup for us. But Tron is also, I mean, it is the best deck in Modern, in my opinion. When you get to cheat your lands like this, it's always good. Okay, so we see a Glacial Fortress. It's a little bit problematic. We know he's still on the Karn plan unless he plays another, is it Tower, the 3-mana one? So we don't really have any action, though. We don't have any way to deal with the Karn. Sometimes I really don't like timely reinforcements. I'm just going to throw that out. Like, half the time I feel like I'd rather it be a Lingering Souls. Okay, we get Karn. He's going to exile Crucible if he knows what's good for him. Oh, he took the Sword of the Meek. Interesting. So is he going to pop the star in Ancient Stirrings here? Yep, he did it. He exiled Sword of the Meek. I don't know. I would think he'd be afraid of Crucible of Worlds. That's true. So we see a thirst for knowledge. Yeah. Let's go ahead and thirst first. See what we pick up. So we get Serum Visions, Path to Exile. We'll discard Sword of the Meek. Let's cast Serum Visions. We see Detention Sphere Island. I feel like we keep Detention Sphere on top and then draw it. Because at this point, Mana Leaking Ulamog actually seems fine. I think I keep up Mana Leak here instead of Seruming again. Yeah. Yep. Okay. What do we got? So you just Stirrings. I know you have another land. Is he? He's Carning from my hand. Let's give him Timely Reinforcements. Grove of the Burn Willows. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so here comes the Ulamog. And then trigger goes on the stack. Exiling Crucible and Hollowed Fountain. So let's add white with the Hollowed Fountain. And let's Mana Leak the Ulamog. Okay, so getting rid of our Crucible feels bad. But now we go to draw step. Let's Serum Visions first. Let's put Glacial Forest on the bottom, Thirst for Knowledge on top. And let's Detention Sphere that Karn. I mean, if he has another Karn, it's kind of poor value for us. And we still have 3 mana up. We're repping Remand and Path to Exile. Does Tron even still run Wormcoil Engine? Because like the last 3 times I played against it on Moto, I haven't seen one. More Ulamog. So he's going to kill the Detention Sphere. That part sucks. I feel like we let this resolve and I just Path to Exile. Okay. Detention Sphere's ability happens, yes. Ulamog resolves. Yep. And, okay, put your Ulamog into play. Now attempt to go to combat. Okay. Get the fuck out of here. Exile Remand, you think? Yeah, that's probably fine. We have Thirst on top of our deck, so... Okay. So far, we're dealing with his threats reasonably well. Right. Because I want that Thirst for Knowledge. Now fetch. Okay, so we see the Ghost Quarter. Let's discard Flooded Strand Remand. Play Ghost Quarter. Let's Ghost Quarter Tower. Yeah. Okay, so we cast Sylvan Scrying. Great. So he just goes back on the Tron plan. Here comes Ulamog Part 3, maybe? Chromatic Sphere. So I feel like that means he doesn't have it. He's searching. That was a dry hit. Wow. I'm not used to dripping. I've been a tank guy for the last year. But somebody put Dr. Pepper in my tank, so I'm using their drip tip. You know, it sounds like I'm joking, but I'm not. No, we were streaming last week, and I was like, hey Jamie, can you fill me up because I'm drafting with headphones on and I can't. Yeah. And he and everyone, they were like, they thought it was super funny. And I get that everyone thought it was super funny. Like Dustin, Darren, Edwin, they don't understand what putting a water-based liquid into a vape does. Kinda pissed that vape engineer Bambi, decided it was funny to put water in my vape, basically. And I was on my last coil, too. And so, basically, that, was, ruining a coil. Because then the sugar in it also caramelizes to the inside, and every time I put juice into it, it basically just is gross. Yeah. If you look into the tank every time I put stuff into it, it's just brown stuff floats in, and that was after I cleaned the tank. Okay, spreading seas, spreading seas, spreading seas. Negate, negate. Dispel, dispel. Jace. Gideon. Take. Timely reinforcements out. I'm going to go down one sword, one thopter. Because the combo's not really that great here. I'm going to go down one more sword and make sure to bring in that disenchant. Actually, I think I'm just going to remove the thopter package entirely. Right? I'm trying to remember if Relic of Progenitus does anything against this deck. I don't think it does. So my options are I keep in one Timely, one Supreme Verdict, one Celestial Purge, which is useless, a Thopter Foundry, a Sword, or a Relic. Relic draws us cards, I guess. I think we keep in one Verdict. No? Yeah, you can't Verdict Ulamog. Right. None of these cards are great in this matchup. I guess I'm just going to take Relic because it cycles. No, but that turns off our own Snapcaster mages. I mean, I guess we just play strategically. Let's just do it. We'll try and play through this. What did you just do? Okay. So we've got Remand, Negate, and Spreading Seas here. That's basically what we want. I can't really think of anything better. Alright. Turn 1 is a tower, Chromatic Star. Hey, that's fine. Ending. Let's go get a plains. Then an island. Go ahead and spreading seas. Spreading seas is a fantastic piece of technology here too, because it replaces itself, which is basically all blue-white control could ever want. Okay, Ancient Stirrings. That's fine. I would love to be able to negate one of those, but it is what it is. He's going to play an expedition map. And it is back to our turn. You see a glacial fortress. So I've got two options here. I can Ghost Quarter out the power plant now, or I can try and counter whatever his next play is. He can't get Tron next turn. I feel like that means leaving counter matchup with a possible Thirst for Knowledge EOT is going to be the best play here. So he's going to probably crack map right away so he can get a land to play. Plays Grove of the Burn Willows. He's just even further off of it. He's playing in Nature's Claim, trying to destroy our Spreading Seas. I think we're not going to let that happen. Sorry, bud, I can't let you have that. Okay. He ends his turn off of that. So now we're going to play the Ghost Quarter. And then I think we're just going to keep going. We're going to roll the turnover. So he cracks map. I think we're going to see what he reveals. And it's an Urza's Mine, so he probably has a tower in hand. We're going to go to his turn. And we'll go to his main. And he's going to try and cast something. See what he's got. Show me your moves, buddy. I mean, we have him pretty well stunted at this point, which is great. Oblivion Stone is something I don't want to have resolve right now. So we're going to get rid of that. We see a plains, we'll make our land drop. Let's Ghost Quarter his Urza's Mine. So we're definitely keeping him off Tron, which is the goal here. We're also repping Cryptic Mana now, which gives us some fantastic options. We can bounce a Tron land, which is always interesting. We can draw a card to just kind of progress our game. I know it's definitely going to be taking that O Stone. So he gets a mine. Okay. And counter target spell, draw a card. Blue at blue. Okay. No cryptic for you. Or no thing for you. No stone. That. Okay, he plays a map. Can't even use it this turn. Got stuck with one blue mana up. And boom, we hit a disenchant. Let's go and sear him. See what we've got here. Kind of want to get into another counter spell so we can kind of continue this plan. Put on the bottom. Put on the bottom. Let's go ahead and go again. Thirst for Knowledge, Ghost Quarter, and Jace Architect of Thought. So go like that and that. So we know we're going to see a Ghost Quarter next turn. Let's go ahead and continue keeping him off his plan by getting rid of this expedition map while he can't pop it. And I guess just hope he doesn't have Urza's Tower this turn. He does not. He plays a Grove of the Burn Willows. Perfect. Unfortunately, we have to let the Soulstone resolve. Luckily, it says non-land permanent. We haven't... Yeah, that's the only one. Well, he's never had Tron. It doesn't get it back. The good news here is we're going to top deck a Ghost Quarter. And I'm going to Thirst before we quarter. So we draw Jace and 2 other cards. Mystigate and Dispel. So we're going to go ahead and bin a Path to Exile, and we're going to bin a Thirst for Knowledge. And did we play a land this turn? We did. We played Ghost Quarter. So let's go ahead and Ghost Quarter out the power plant. What do we have in the yard? We've already Ghost Quartered a mine. So let's Ghost Quarter another mine. What's that? What doesn't learn lessons well? Did you just grab... Oh, that's your other tank. It looked like my tank for a second. Okay, so we're on his turn now. Is he going to put a fate counter on any... No, he has nothing he can put a fate counter on that's useful here. Yeah. Well, I mean, he could fate counter, but what would he want to fate counter? He shouldn't fate counter our Spreading Seas. That's a poor choice. Okay, we're back to our turn now. Let's draw a Detention Sphere. Yeah. Well, so if I force him to crack... I actually feel like I'd rather play Jace, so I can draw some cards and force him to crack. Because we get to activate another game of how many sideboard cards I can't draw versus how many my opponent draws. Oh. Poor guy. Okay, let's Factor Fiction. I mean, Boyle would be pretty bad here. So he's trying to disincentivize me from taking the path to exile. So we're going to go and choose pile 2. And then... Do we, though? Yeah. Let's bottom that relic. And top the Cryptic Command. And then I think that's going to be all she wrote. So EOT, he should be popping the O-Stone. Yeah. Which is fine. Jace drew his cards. That's all we really wanted from him. And he has Tron online. Okay. So it's an Ugin. Ugin seems like that's actually pretty decent for us. So he triggers Sanctum. And gets Ulamog, of course. Yes. I just told him, because he's feeling bad over here, I pointed out I had trouble making a pile of 60 cards post board because my Wayne WinCon has to come out here, because Thopter Sword is just terrible against this deck. And like, what are you going to do about that? Yeah. He's surprised I boarded out Thopter Sword, and I don't like it against his deck because he mainboards Relic of Progenitus and the Ugins. So we see Cryptic Command. Like crypticing Ulamog bouncing Ugin seems good. Yeah. Because we have 2 islands. Well, I mean, that's why we run Glacial Fortress and Mystic Gate. Yeah, I feel like that's the next step. God, if we could run Standstill. It's basically my favorite. He does make a good point that going all in for Gideon as our win con is too slow against him. Like, I think that's a really good point. Should I have kept in Thopter Sword, do you think? Don't bounce Ugin? Why? So counter spell, draw a card. We'll take a Snapcaster, that's fine. I mean, he's got 1 card. I've yet to see Tron running World Breakers. Yeah. I mean, we have like 7 of them. Okay, so he plays a Sanctum. And here comes the World Breaker. Yep. Oh, it triggers Sanctum. That's why it's good. And so World Breaker hits enchantment, so he gets Ugin back. And yeah. Dude, I feel like we should be playing Squelch. Like, I think it's good enough. How much are Squelches? So, snap Cryptic during his upkeep? No. We wait till he plays this Ulamog and then we snap Cryptic. What's that? Yeah. But I mean, he's gonna play Ulam or play. Oh, he's gonna play Karn. I mean, it's kind of perfect though. Yep. We've also dealt with 2 mines already. So, well, we Crypticed the Karn. We Crypticed the Karn. Yeah. Okay. He just Nature's claims it. Fuck. Yeah. I think it might be Ugin here because it's a more stable clock. I mean, I probably would have done Ugin here. This guy feels like he knows his Tron. Yeah, it's like your deck. Oh, I just got an offer for a free trial of DVDs with Netflix. Think I'm okay. The value play. I'm gonna time out. Yeah. I only have 7 minutes left. He's got 12. He's targeting me. Oh, he played another Urza's Tower. This is a problem. Wait, he's not playing anything else. No, he's... I feel like he's got an Ulamog in hand. Like, I have to just pass the turn here, though, don't I? I don't know, because in Legacy, like, I've had bad places like this before that I've come back from, but I guess we're also not playing in Treaty Angels. I mean, I guess Serum Vision sets it up. We just got the Crucible. Okay. We'll keep the Remand. I guess at least this will be funny. Okay. He's like, got me. Do I attack him or Ugin? I think I attack Ugin, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if he plays any land, he can still. Oh, he's not through. Oh my god, why aren't we playing one of Sphinx's Revelation? Best top deck ever. I love that this guy's being a good sport about it. He's like, yeah, man, I need the green bad. With his 4 other green sources. Uh. He says NP sorry for the salt because of the comment he made earlier about his me getting fuck for me hitting the like all of the sideboard against him in the beginning of the game. And he was a little salty about it, but this guy ended up being based as fuck. I love this guy. Oh wow, that's an interesting point. That I instead of drawing, I could have bounced Snapcaster with Cryptic Command, so I could Snapcaster Cryptic Command again. That's a good point for sure. All right, let's hit F2 and die. Gideon Jura, nope. How far away was our only win con? So apparently we just never draw Gideon. Gideon and Narset were like almost our last cards. Alright. Play lobby. So we hilariously lost against Tron. Yeah. You have way too many freeform decks. Yeah. We're gonna take this out. Thopter Foundry's cool, but I just want different action, I think, if I was gonna play this deck. Mm-hmm. So I could counter Ancient Stirrings? Okay. No. The whole combo? Should I put back in that Talisman of Progress I accidentally took out? Oh, so we're gonna sideboard Thopter combo? No. Like, this adds a lot. Alright, we've got Goldfish up. Okay. White, blue, black. Okay. Okay. I do like Resto Angel quite a bit. Yeah. Yeah. 4 Resto is interesting. It's also $32. Yeah, well, I mean, we already have, like, most of it. Interesting. I think if I was gonna play blue-white control, I would explore running a really short creature package that was just Snapcaster, Reflector Mage, and Restoration Angel. I just want 2 value targets for my Resto Angel. Okay, Wall of Omens. But so, okay, yeah, Wall of Omens. Then we have 3 things we can flicker that'll give us card advantage, and then Resto Angel to win the game. And not Reflector Mage? It doesn't. Sideboard, Sunland, Celestial Purge. Yeah, no. Okay. So we're looking at Snapcaster and V-Click. They're also dirt cheap. Okay, so on this sticky note here, Resto Angel goes on it. That has to be a mistake. Their IQ in Church Falls. Yeah. So Restoration Angel and Vendilion Click. Wall of Omens. Yeah. She is. She closes out games, she reverses board stalls. She gets you. She's a good top deck when you're behind, because she can kill their big stuff, or she can come down and start making you guys. Okay. So then this blue-white control, we're looking at, especially with Resto. Okay. Spreading Seas in the main screws with a lot of decks. Like, it's good against Tron, it's good against Jund. And I mean, it hits a Gavany Township, it hits any manland. Yeah. So JVP. This one's playing Condemn in addition to Path to Exile. And Ojatai's Command. And one of Sphinx's Rev too. Okay. Okay. So this is red-white. It's red control. Like, it's actually red control. So Sanctity is a powerful card. We already knew that, though. They have to run Poor Supreme Verdict. Rest in Peace could definitely be interesting. Yeah. And let's move on. So white, blue, black. Logic Knot's also good. I mean, being able to delve to play real counterspell is fine. Yeah, there's a reason that they're $30 a piece. 102 for 3 of them. It's $34. Yeah. Jeskai. Geist Draft is also interesting. Geist, $60 a playset. Yeah. An Archangel Avacyn. But we're not going to be creature heavy enough, I think, to need that. This also looks like somebody put their standard deck and added colonnades to it. Like, so they're playing Gideon Ally of Zendikar, Crumble to Dust. Like... Or what? Yeah, like this guy started playing an RTR. That's what I'm thinking. That's fair. Gideon of Ally of Zendikar is interesting. Yeah. I'd play 4 CMC Elspeth over Gideon any day. Knights Errant? Yeah. So... Yeah. Yeah. Mutavault could be interesting. Yeah. I like that it's a manland that we don't have to spend $139 on a playset of. But I think we'd rather play Fairy Conclave than it just flies too. I mean, when we built Arc Lab, why aren't we just building Arc Lab? And not legal in this format. And neither is Arcane Laboratory, but Rule of Law is. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of modern decks would fold to Rule of Law. Yeah. But so, we play Rule of Law with a Planeswalker on the board. They're limited to 1 spell a turn, and we deal with that with things like Supreme Verdict, Path to Exiles, I don't know, fucking Vendilion Click because it flashes. That seems fine. And then they have to try and play against a deck that's going to 2 for 1 everything they do, while only being able to play 1 spell per turn while we're sitting there ticking up a Planeswalker. Elspeth, and Narset. So the only other options for walkers here would be Jace, Architect of Thought, Tamiyo the Moon Sage. On Moto, I can't imagine very much. Because she's only expensive because she was in Avacyn Restored, so she was printed, like, basically none, and she's only played in EDH. 732 compared to 20 on paper. Yeah. And just to look at it, I mean, we did just flashback draft it. 6 cents. Like, I feel like that card would be really strong. Yeah, you run it in the sideboard. Against all of the value decks like Grixis and Jund, that their entire deck is based around playing 2 or 3 spells per turn. Rule of Law shuts them down, and once it resolves, those decks can't deal with it because they can't remove it from play. Yeah. And we're playing Detention Sphere. Like, I mean, kind of. I just feel like that's a powerful sideboard card that we could be abusing. Ghost Quarters? Like, probably free. Ghostly Prison? less than $1. There's a 5-drop prison card that sucks. Fear of Safety. Which is nowhere near as good. It is. I mean, Ghostly Prison definitely screws a lot of decks. But a lot of those decks also are green and can just remove it. But that's where Rule of Law comes in, is being nice again, is they have to waste their 1 spell a turn dealing with something else. Or they deal with it, and that's fine, then we get to keep Ghostly Prison. Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Like, I like your Planeswalker control. That seems good to me. Yeah. The Rule of Law idea. Because, I mean, you're right, we don't have Standstill. That's true. Yeah. And no matter how hard we try, countering Abrupt Decay is really difficult. On Moto, I bet they're free. Whoa. Why are these so much cheaper in paper? That actually really weirds me out. That there's so much more. They're also higher on eBay auctions right now than they are on TCG Player. Hmm. Oh, it's because it's seeing a shit ton of vintage play, and vintage is way more popular on Moto than it is in paper. Oh yeah. It's better than Flusterstorm, so you need to be able to stop that turn 0. Too much. Yeah. That's fair. Hmm. Well, so I mean, we've got a pretty good list here for you to work with. Like, these are all cards that are pretty reasonable to try out. I'll go ahead and leave this up here, and if you try brewing something, we can always come back to it later. I think for now, I'm going to go ahead and cut this recording so we can upload. Sweet. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out here. I didn't really expect for us to be working on teching this sweet deck while we were recording, but I'm glad we did. Kind of gives us a little bit of perspective on where we want to go with the blue-white control archetype in Modern. A little bit of history to it, too, is we brewed together a blue-white control deck for Legacy that's been pretty successful, that is not Miracles. I mean, it's kind of Miracles. I mean, it runs Terminus. And 1 Entreat the Angels. Doesn't the extra turn 1 sometime? No, I don't know. It's been too long since I've shown up to a shop and played Legacy. But the card that makes the deck is Standstill. I'm going to have more cards than you. And then I'm going to counter your counterbalance, and we're going to play a fair game of Magic where I have more cards. And it's something I enjoy doing. And I play Days, which people tell me is bad, but I think it's good. I just will never forget, I was playing against this guy. He was super based about it, but it was game 2. He was on blue-white control. I was on blue-white land still. He goes to entreat the Angels in, for all of his mana because he knew I was tapped out. He didn't think I ran days. He'd already seen all of my Force of Wills. So he's like, okay, I entreat for lethal here at the end of your turn. And then I just picked up a Tundra, I dropped a Daze on the table, and I was like, so that's not going to happen. And he just looks at me and he's just like, you're not supposed to run Daze. And then we won the game, and he was super chill about it. But I like it when people are super chill about it. Like, there's nothing that makes me more upset than people being salty, especially on paper Magic, because it's like, okay, now I'm talking to you and I have to deal with this, and you're just being salty around me, and it's very unbased. Like, why would you want to go out of your house to deal with people like that? I'll play Pokemon Go instead, because when I play Pokemon Go, people are usually pretty based. That's fair. Thank you for pointing that out. I do that sometimes. But alright, thanks for watching. We appreciate having you here. If you like the video, like it. If you didn't like it, feel free to make a derogatory comment about my mother down in the comment section. And if you have any questions, also, great place to do it. And feel free to drop a subscribe if you want to see some more content from us. Take care, and thanks for joining.